So, AI's lying. Yes, lying as it does. But this lie appears to be. I can see how it got the lie because I happen to know what he. I'll show you the lie. And the thing that's in there is the one we were going to do. We did that one on the other one with the Norman Reedus, James Cameron, etc. James Avery there. Nope, that's not the lie. Oh, where is the lie? I feel like it's going to be that one, right? Uncle Phil's 70s show. Yep. Okay. So AI did what my brain does weirdly. So James Avery, famous as Uncle Phil on Fresh Bread. I've Uncle Phil on 70s show. Trying to find out. Right? James Avery, famous for Uncle Phil on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, guest starred on that 70s show as Officer Kennedy. He appeared in the episode, the disco episode, which isn't even the name. So, like, it's gotten every like, what is the disco episode? First of all, let's check what that one is. Right, that 70s show, the disco episode. Oh, it's not helpful. It's just literally summaries. The gang decides to go to a disco. Hyde can't dance and secretly gets lessons from Kitty. The gang also to disco. I just want to know, like, what? Oh, season 1, episode 7. All right. This one says it's season 1, episode 14, right? Which in my mind is my birthday, January 14th. I keep converting them into dates. That's what AI did, because the one he's actually in is season 6, episode 9, right? June 9th, not June 9th, which aired on my birthday. It aired on January 14th of a year, because it's in the 6th season. I believe 2004. Is that correct? Wait a second. Is it 2004? Let's go back to this point. Yes. 2004. No, it won't be my last. My last birthday would be the one where the next year, because I had my surgeries in 2005. So not my last birthday. Single-sided. Sorry, the opposite. Double-sided Eucharin. But this one, not called the disco episode, the one that airs on January 24th, 1999. While watching, I was like, oh, who was I? What was I? Oh, that was when I was dating Ryan, because Eric's still alive. He's still alive for until 2012. So, I mean, he hasn't even moved to Vancouver. My brain tumors, right, haven't happened. Ryan and I were dating. Then we break up. Columbine happens. There's a 3-month gap in that year between when one of the episodes plays in March 14th. The next one's June 14th. There's 3 months in between, which is not a normal, like, sometimes there'll be 2 or 3 months in between, like late November, early December, and then January, February. Even that one isn't that long. I think it's because Columbine happened, but that was like a month and a half later, and they probably were supposed to come back and then didn't, because they're a high school one, and who knows who the other one is. But the January, the one right before the first episode, first season 13th episode, which a week before was January 17th, which is erroneous. Dog's birthday, the day Raymond's drowned. And it's called Ski Trip. And I looked up what day of the week it was. Sundays. I guess they aired on Sundays. I was on a ski trip for my birthday with Ryan number 3. Like, that's what we did for my birthday. And it was very, maybe we weren't actually on a ski trip on that exact day, because it was like we went away for the weekend, which means we were probably coming back from the ski trip on that Sunday. But if we were there on 17, 16, 15, 14, it would have been like Thursday that we went up. And I feel like we went up on my birthday. And then Friday, Saturday. So we were probably home, honestly, by then. But nonetheless, it's called Ski Trip. During the one that I just watched, which does not have James Avery, Uncle Phil, who I think I call Dr. Phil in my... It's just funny, because the cops that are in that episode look a lot more like Dr. Phil than Uncle Phil. old white bald guys, you know what I mean? You could probably do with more exercising than they're probably getting on the job and that, you know what I mean? In the later one, Kelso's actually a cop. Kelso's the one who has the cadet badge, and Uncle Phil's training him, which is also in all three Family Matters. Anyway, I keep be like the doctor. He's not a doctor. He's a judge, right? Dr. Phil's a judge. Uncle Phil in French Prince of Bel-Air is a judge. The Cosby Show, he is a doctor. Family Matters, 3 shows about black families with black men as fathers, as you know what I mean. We even had a sitcom yet with gay couple. We must have. Kind of sitcoms, the twins. What is the other one that just came up? Oh, Faith and Hope. Did I do TikTok on it? I think I did. But let's get through this first. Anyway, I wanted we had to document the January 4th, that it hallucinated that because it aired on January 14th, the one that he's in, that it instead said it was the like it can't tell there's any months and birthdays. I know, and I'm doing it, right? I'm like, no. Like, I get that it's 114 every day. I don't celebrate my birthday, but it does register that it is my birthday timestamp. There's the next one after January 17th is February 7th, which is Ashton Kutcher's birthday, Ryan #1's birthday, as well as Maya's stepdaughter, who I found out yesterday, her birthday, because her dad wished her a happy birthday on Instagram, which is public. And her friend commented on my TikTok on May 8th, the day Leo became Pope last year, and their child, Maya and Todd's child, Leo, born January 6th. Their other one born February, wrong month, April 28th. Same as the Rabbi of Pearl Harbor. Same as the day Mean Girls versus Lucky Girls. Ryan #3, the one I was dating with the ski trip. Yeah, okay. Well, they are happy in this 70s show, the one that he's not in. They're in the cell, and Eric's upset that his dad's going to yell at him, that he's named Red, which is Maya Red. That's going to be relevant, I think, for one of the reposts if we don't have to log in a movie, anyway. In it, they mentioned Dorothy Hamill, and I looked her up, and her birthday is the day Sinead O'Connor died. Her birthday is the day that Rabbi lost his virginity to me on the Infinity Building. Her birthday is July 26th, the day, right? That's also, because I just saw it, right? And the date that I went to go see Barbie, which is why the day I went to go see Barbie, Sinead O'Connor died. I don't think correlated, right? One didn't cause the other. But there's a giant mystery we're supposed to be putting together, right? As humanity, I'm looking for people to put the giant mystery together that is before us, while we dismantle capitalism. It's all intertwined. Anyway, the last episode of that season airs that date, July 26th, The Good Son. Probably aired super late because the Columbine on Hitler's birthday. And then the one on April 28th in Tabor, where I had went to the dance on February 7th. All the things. A ski trip too, actually. I don't know if I've told that story. I feel like I've probably alluded to it, but it's one of my favorite, just bad boyfriend. One of my favorite birthdays as a bad birthday. And anyway, the McDonald's, the ski trip. 90210 was 90210. It was Days of Our Lives. Okay, what are we doing? Stop screen. What screen are we sharing? I think we're sharing this one just to showcase which one he is in. And that he's Dr. Don't mind, stop it! Officer Kennedy. He is Officer Kennedy. Charmed Zola is the reason we're watching this. I've yet to watch I'm sure I watched him when it was on, but he's in a Grey's Anatomy, which I am probably going to watch now. I've watched a bunch of, like, I watched 610, and then I didn't notice what the next one was, so I was waiting for it to come on. No, it's 7 after. We're not there yet. Happy Jack. 617 and 17 is, I don't even think it's in this one. Yeah, no, the next person, who's Devin and Theo, in 2 different medical dramas, and Dr. Charlie, just antisocial personality disorder. He's a sociopath. It was like just a bad episode for psychiatry. Just bad. Just all around bad. The Chicago Med that sent me down them. Not Devin. His name's not Devin. Whatever his name. The actor who plays Devin on The Resident that Malcolm Jamal Warner's in, and plays Theo in Chicago Med. And now that we've, that's like way more than 3, which is my one for here. The one who's suing, the one in the actual title, suing James Cameron. Oh, there was something else I added because we didn't, all of the actual Nova right in there. Teen Mom and TikTok star Jenna. 3rd is Norman Reedus' daughter. Was there another Nova? No, right? That was, I just already mentioned it. Okay, yeah, okay. May 6th. All the things that happened. I'm just reading what's in the description. Nick Myers and his birthday. I don't remember what. August 20th, I think. Is it the same as? No, that one. Yeah, it's stuck. Elise Myers' birthday. Tyler Catastrophe. It is. James Cameron sued for using 14-year-old's likeness in Avatar. Jake Hall dies August. No, his is August 20th. And then so is like Tyler, not one of the other ones, like Stuart Simple or something. And Elise Myers, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. That one's not sticking. There we go. Cast of. I don't remember how I first got on Nick Lakey, but I do remember this being one of the. Like, how? Why? Why was I? Usually, that's why I need to go on my big pre-ramble to explain it. Like, did he come up in something else or something? This is like, did they cast Nick Lakey twice? So, which first of all would have been around the same time. Yeah, because it's when the kids are young, and he's Phoebe's replacement. The man, I think he died of cancer. The plastic surgeon on Nip Tuck who died this summer, and plays a demon, and is Phoebe, i.e., Alyssa Milano's love interest. Is who else? Because there was the other guy, the one who's like the rich guy that owns the place. And again, is it Eric? Is it fucking Eric Dane? Who died on February 19th and was born at November 9th, the same day as Nick Lakey, by the way. No. Who was the... It's the other guy, right? They can't be that. I don't know why you say those things stupidly. Okay, well, February 11th, fun. All right, that was just something. I don't remember what it was, though. I mean, it was tons of things yesterday, but like just. I think it's even in a TikTok that I made. Sorry, just a Chipotle ad. What are you doing? Why are you sticking it sponsored for like 5 years? I must have paused it. All right. Okay. Phoebe goes on dinner date with Turnboss. It's only 4. Okay, there we go. Is it Eric Dane? It's fucking Eric Dane. Okay, come on. That can't be. One second. I don't know if she dates Nick, but he's in many of them. I can only assume if he's writing her advice column that she's gonna have a love interest with him. So both of her. Nick Lakey. Was it because no, he's not in One Direction. He's in 98 Degrees. Why the fuck was I looking up Nick Lakey? Oh, I don't know why, but What was his date? Oh, November 17th, Rachel McAdams' birthday. But look, I love it because everyone in the comments is like, he looks like Nick in the same way Jim Carrey looks like Brad Pitt. I don't see it myself. That guy looks nothing like Nick Lakey. Do you know who Nick Lakey is? And I don't remember what the other things were that were also Nick Lakey. But let me just Nick. November 9th, right? Which is like the time I was born. Who didn't just die? December 31st is the date. Phil, it's the day he died. He had heart surgery on November 11th. And then died December, I think it was 2013, December 31st. Nick Lakey, and the other one, I know I like Nick, I was because it was Nick, and Nick Charlie. And he plays a Charlie, or I don't know, maybe well. And he was in Faith and Hope, which is why the Hope and Faith and the who did he play in that one? And that one was just like highly inappropriate, where she got her nephew. I don't think his name's Charlie, is it? Anyway, to be her son, because she was trying to trick Nick into dating him, who's a single father, and everything. Like, she's gonna ship him off to boarding. She's gonna ship her off to boarding school. She's talking about her sex life in front of her youngest nibbling. Like, it's just weird. Okay, what am I doing? Eric Dane. Yes. Yeah, same birthday. Both of two of Phoebe's love interests, and then and let's go with, I don't remember what his name is. So Nip Tuck Cast. Sean McNamara. Is that him? July 27th. So the day after is his birthday. He died July 2nd. Lindsay Lohan's birthday. All right, where are we? So Phoebe is a dangerous witch to date in Charmed so long ago. Also, her sister died, Shannon Doherty, like literally in the show and then in real life as well. All right, where were we? It's 1:10 right now, which is also, I think it was the air date of, I think, the one before that. Which would make sense because it's January 17th, the one before the ski date, that is. And the one after. Oh, one of the ones that have in the 6th season, Hyde, Daniel Masterson says something about being in jail. It's great because he's now in jail currently, the actor. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Rhoda. Don't put him in jail. His penis is our friend. He doesn't commit rape. Horrible humans. July 22nd, that's not what we're talking about. What are we talking about? Hyde. Oh, that part is what I wanted to touch on that I started but didn't finish. Backseat Charlie, they say. And also in the 70s, like where he loses his car. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was the one that doesn't have him in it. They say Backseat Charlie, which is also when they're in the jail cell and Eric's scared that Red is going to, put his foot up his ass, which he never does. You know what I mean? He never actually is violent with his son, ever. They're violent with each other. It's one of the reasons he scratches the car is because Ashton Kutcher gives him a purple nurple. He's like, twisted your nipple. It's like, when you say it, it sounds weird. Stop trying to... Okay. There's 4 of them. Eric is like, well, my dad's the only dad that's going to care, right? Because Fez's don't live in the country. Hyde's are his mom's probably one cell over, and Ashton Kutcher, his character Michael, doesn't have has 7 brothers, right, or 7 kids in their family, so his mom can barely count them, let alone care about them. All kinds of crazy. But then Fez is freaking out because he's like, I'm gonna get deported. He's the one with something actually to lose, right? More so than Eric, who makes it, of course, he's selfish. I mean, throughout the whole thing, like that's his character, but. I already said, right, Dorothy Hamill, July 26th. Anyway, Hyde also says he can't talk to cops because I go insane with rage. Sully Virgin Mary. I don't know why I wrote that down. I think I was trying to figure out who Sully was. Never talking. Anyway, Purple Nurple that I literally was writing. I wrote it. I was like, oh, it's purple. Fun. Red, which will come up because the Maya that I reposted before. I came back was like, oh yeah, right, yeah. Okay, let's go to my TikToks. I'm just gonna go to reposts first because I think those are the ones that are relevant. You are an idiot. I know. I'll probably. Threatening to sue the people who get off the cruise ship is about the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Much like the $10 million. If you're dying, right? Oh no, I don't want to get sued. Let me just stay here and die for my estate. You know what I mean? If they're contagious, all the things. Threatening to sue them is going to have some people literally go out and get hantavirus just to go find you and cough on you, like just to get you it. Like people don't know where the fuck we are. Like really, truly. Did I not? Died from cancer. Dramatic man alive when it comes to flying. I can't remember. This is one of the ones that is singing. It's like, oh look, 1/11/11. You just stated November 11th. Hantavirus. Also, Alexa. We already watched this one. We already watched. Did I watch this one? It's gonna bug me because I need my phone. Where's my phone? I need to log in and see if I had. Damn it! All right. I don't know why I'm. Oh, it's 1:14. Fun. Just loaded.
Let's say that you have moderate to severe dementia.
Let's say you have dementia. That's going to be horrible when we get to. Is one of these about? No, I don't think it is. The one who died of hantavirus, Gene Hackman. His wife died of, and then he wandered around for a week, rediscovering her body because he has dementia. Holy fuck. You all should come help me save the world in Great Villages. Or, do what you're doing. Ignore the signs and symbols and the crazy ridiculousness. That too. That works. Okay, we're going to, home. Can I go up? No, I cannot. Damn it. Okay, as if it's not in reposts. They're already here. No, who are you?
The way I would have rather just given him my fucking kidney.
My kidney. I feel like that was because this one here in the blue shirt is something to do with, like the last one had something to do with. Damn it. Maybe it'll make sense when I play my ones first. Suing the hantavirus sperm donor. That it's a for-profit industry, right? The person donating sperm gets paid. Every reason to lie about medical history, the cryobank and fertility doctors, all of them, every reason to ignore, because they can't lie, right? HIPAA, all those things, and be like, oh, no, which is why they ask it the way they do, right? Do you have anything to disclose that would stop you from getting paid today? Also, though, right? Like men throughout it. Lie, right? Just to get their dicks wet, and then babies are created. Doctors switching out the sample for their own, the dad's sample for their own. So many times, it's like ew, like they weren't going to get caught. The amount of things grown ass adults do. Crazy pants. Oh, well, we expect the youth to do more and better. What is that? I think of the definition that becomes the last.
Well, someone committee, how may I help you?
Huh? This is like, what is anti-fascism? It's such a lucid. It's just a what is fascism? What is fascism? You're not allowed to be anti it anymore.
Hi, I'm calling because I am currently reading through the U.S. counterterrorism strategy for 2026. And on page 5, I'm seeing that we're doing thought crimes now, and that being anti-fascists is one of the 3 major types of terrorists terror groups, according to our government, apparently. And I don't want to commit any thought crimes. So I was hoping you could clarify for me what position is acceptable to have about.
We're gonna listen to this, and I realize the one that I'm looking for is the one with the I think it's the one with the Canadian who gets taken at the JFK airport and tortured, I believe, by the America, played by, and he says the actor's name and he says a movie's name, and I looked that movie up, and the person who that actress plays is named Maya. I don't know what I was looking for.
Fascists. If being anti, which means opposed or against fascists, makes you a terrorist, then what is the acceptable position on fascists?
I'm just pulling up the CTI guide.
Sure, thank you. It's on page 5, if I didn't say that already.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so if our government is labeling one a terrorist for a belief, first of all, but that belief is being anti-fascists, what position are we supposed to have on fascists?
Well, I think the definition of fascism has become quite elastic. And typically groups...
If it's elastic, what you're telling me is that they can label us anti-fascists for anything. They can make up a definition and then label their own citizens terrorists.
Well, what's the definition of fascism? It's incredibly hard to define. And
I would argue someone who labels their own citizens terrorists based on their beliefs would be fascists. Would you agree?
I'm not sure.
You don't know if thought crimes is something that's fashy? I think you do know. What do you think if being anti-fascism makes you an enemy of the US government, what does that make you?
What does that make me? I'm not sure. I mean, this is released by the White House. This is the House Committee on Homeland Security.
I believe the Counterterrorism Committee subcommittee falls under y'all, does it not?
It does.
So what you're telling me then, to be clear, if you're saying this is all abstract, then what you're telling me is the White House just put out a publication that said that they're going to label people terror groups who need to be defeated if they are against something that is undefinable, which means defined however the government wants it to be. You're smarter than this. I know you are. You wouldn't have gotten this internship if you weren't smarter than this.
My point was more like they have their own number and they have a hotline. I'm not exactly sure what.
Well, it's this group's job to keep the executive branch in check. And currently what they're doing is they're letting the executive branch threaten US citizens based on their beliefs. And what's more outrageous is the belief that's not allowed is being against fascism. Wake the fuck up, buddy. Who are you working for?
The legislative branch.
Whose job is go ahead, remind me.
Well, the committee's job is oversight over the executive branch of the DHS.
Oh, fantastic.
The same things. The CTI Center is not under our purview.
So you're telling me, like, come on, bro. Like, just be real with me for a second.
I don't understand what they're trying to. What are you?
I would like Congress to do their job and to get rid of the fascist in the White House who's threatening us with thought crimes. This is embarrassing. You know precisely what's happening. You know Congress could do to stop it. And instead they're rigging all over the country. They're stealing our money to build their favorite ballroom. This is shameful. You're smarter than this and you know you are.
Okay.
This is disgusting. And you pretending you're separate from it doesn't make you separate from it.
So I did. James Cameron's birthday is August 16th. That is also, because I was looking it up in the other tab, the actor who plays the dad on Family Matters. The actor's name is Reginald Vell Johnson, born August 16th, 1952. And next up, Cosby.
I was more just curious about the nature of like substantively, what would you like from
I would like for them to remove the nut job who is threatening us with thought crimes for being against fascism, who's also, by the way, named in the as a pet 38,000 times. I would like them to remove him from his position of power. He's done nothing but hurt us while stealing our money over and over in every possible way. That's what I would like them to do. They're neglecting.
Cosby's birthday is July 12th, which I was like, that's not a date. That's disappointing. Look, it's Topher Grace's birthday, the one who plays Eric.
Accepting their oath to the Constitution over and over and over. And you have to be a idiot to not see it. Literally the entire world except your goddamn cult sees it. And I know enough staffers to know that half of you guys see it too, and you're being complicit anyway.
You know a lot.
The arrogance you have as you're a traitor to your country is disgusting. What's your name?
My name is Gus.
Gus what?
Why?
Because the whole internet's about to know. Gus what?
You can find it. I mean, I'm not going to help you.
I know you're not going to help me. I know. You work for me. I pay your salary, and you're not going to help me. I know. Because y'all haven't been helping us because you're working for a pet loser in the White House instead of the people you're actually supposed to be serving, Gus.
Right. So what she would like him to do is quit, mount an insurrection from the inside. Like, what would you actually like this person not have ever gotten hired, but then someone else would be in that, right? It's not that someone would be answering the phones. We need a new system, a new everything.
Okay.
Have the day you deserve.
My mom died from stage.
We ruined his life. We grabbed this professor from the University of Toronto named Maher Arar. And a group of us went to the chief of operations, who we called the Red-Headed Devil. She was portrayed by Jessica Chastain in Zero Dark 30.
Gotcha.
She doesn't look anything like Jessica Chastain other than the red hair. So we went to the Red-Headed Devil and we said, this is the wrong guy. We're snatching the wrong guy. And she's like, oh, no, we're not. This is the right guy. He's dangerous. I'm like, this is a political science professor in Canada. He's not an Al-Qaeda mastermind. We grab him. He had gone to Tunisia to visit family one summer, the summer of 2002. And he flew back. He was flying back to Toronto, but he had to transit JFK. And so we asked the FBI, just grab him when he gets off the plane at JFK, completely off the books, turn him over to us. We flew him to Damascus. And we said, have at him. The Syrians finally came back, fast forwarding, Syrians finally came back to us like 8 or 9 months later. And they're like, this is the wrong guy. We've done everything to this guy and he doesn't know anything. He's just the wrong guy. We denied and denied and denied to the Canadians that he was ever on that plane. What we didn't know was, you know how like an hour before you land, the flight attendants go up and down the thing saying, duty free, duty free. He bought a pair of sunglasses for his wife and he used a credit card. So a month after he goes missing, and the Canadians are telling his wife, he wasn't on the plane. We don't know what you want us to say. He wasn't on the plane. She said, yeah. Then why did he use his credit card on the plane to buy a pair of sunglasses in the duty free? And the Canadians were like, oh shit, the Americans have him. And then we had to let him go. So we told the Syrians, just let him go. He flew back to Canada. He sued us in the Eastern District of Virginia. CIA went in to the courtroom and said, Your Honor, national security. And the judge is like, case dismissed with prejudice, national security, 9/11, national security. So he sued the government of Canada and he won $6 million. I spoke to him. I'm going to say it's been a while now. I spoke to him about 5 years ago. I asked him if he would come on my podcast. And he said he can't. He said, I have developed such agoraphobia. He said, I haven't left my house, the four walls of my house, he said, in 15 years. And he said, even to be on a Zoom call, I just can't do it. He said, I'll have a panic attack. I'll have to be hospitalized. I just can't do it. We ruined his life. We ruined his life. We grabbed this professor from the University of Toronto.
His birthday is the day in between my dad and brother's. Where is the other? What was I just? Is that? Yes, it is. I just don't know the person's name because I'm on a date. Yeah. Oh, that was weird. All right. So the person he was talking about, I don't remember when else because I clicked on something and March 24th came up and I was like, is that? I don't know. Yeah, it might be the day that the primatologist died, which is what I was thinking when it came up the first time and second time. But anyway, it came up again and I don't remember the other time it came up, but because now the first time is coming back. Jessica Chastain playing Maya. I'm going to show you also the Maya's stepdaughter's friend, or someone claiming to be, commenting on video. July 17th. I just looked this up. It is Scott Burns' birthday, but who else? Oh, it was something else. Sorry, July 17th. No, maybe it was just that. I was trying to see if it was Tim Ballard. His is around that, but I believe it's the 19th. I believe they're all 19th. Tim Ballard, Kyle Cease, and no, not Jim Cazile. This was the 19th. Dear God, I don't remember. There was a third one. It was like September, August, and July. It's August 19th. June 23rd. Not a date. We could just skip that date every year. It basically doesn't exist. The day out, it's 2 days after. Kyle Chandler. Day after our dad's wedding. Birthday. Day is born. September 18th. Day before Kyle ceases. June 19th, which keeps coming up. But I'm doing nowhere near the activity it was before, but things on the spreadsheet. So what's his name is it? December 29th, January 15th. Oh, August 5th. Steven, there's a Jared, December 7th. Oh, he's from, I was like, isn't that the guy we just, like, this is the date that Pearl Harbor was attacked. July 15th, fun. I probably knew that. Okay. Taylor Kinney, Chicago Fire. He just looks not like Eric Dane. He reminds me of Eric Dane. I was like, how did we just look you up? June 8th. Jack. August 7th. It's August 9th. And anyway. Watched the cards ones yesterday. Okay, let's go back to, let's just go to TikTok from here. Oh, wait, actually, sorry, quickly. Zero Dark 30, the synopsis, which is about 9/11. Following the terrorist attack of September 11, 2001, Osama bin Laden becomes one of the most wanted men on the planet. The worldwide manhunt for the terrorist leader occupies the resources and attention of two U.S. representative administrations. Ultimately, it is the work of a dedicated female operative, Jessica Chastain, that proves instrumental in finally locating bin Laden. In May 2011, Navy SEALs launches nighttime strike, killing bin Laden in his compound in Pakistan. I feel like isn't his birth the May 2nd or the day he died? I might be thinking of one of the other ones though. Yeah, no, May 2nd. Yep, no, there we go. I went to the concentration camp, not the day, but the year. Opposite. Opposite. Okay, what else we got? Only because we just read that. January 11th. Okay, there's something else I was wanting to do though, which is Jessica Chastain is partly based on real-life CIA Alfreda Frances Belowski, sometimes referred to in reports by her married name, Alfreda Schur. She's a senior intelligence operative and central figure in the hunt for Osama bin Laden. And bitch doesn't have her birthday available. Born 1965. And it came up in another tab. I'm not, you know what I mean? Let's see if we can click on this one and see if... Stop it. Stop clicking on blue links, Jubilee. Stop it. This one will actually. Oh, look, we get the red hair. Playing Amaya. Not Amaya, right? An Alfreda. But they chose to rename her as Amaya. Okay. And the one on Maya that I made January 25th, which I do. It's just because it just came
This is Maya's
the day after Carlos, May 5th. And I feel like it was just 2, possibly. Maybe not, though. 3 primatologists and so many family birthdays. Wowza. Oh my God, she's my friend's stepmom. The signs and symbols are about to give me a stroke. Great TikTok.
I met her when I was in Los Angeles visiting my sister because they were and are, I think, still pretty good friends. She shares a birthday with my cousin, Brad Frazier, and Elon Musk, who my sister was neighbors with his sibling. At the time, she was also neighbors with Rachel McAdams and Norman Reedus of The Walking Dead in the state of Georgia when she moved from Los Angeles. Here she is at a David Lynch premiere with Russell Brand, uploaded April 3rd, 2013. She would go on to marry her husband, Todd, on April 3rd, 2021. That's also Jane Goodall's birth. June 28th, 2023, I put out this video, the third in a Red String project. Titanic, September 11th, and the Olympics, Red String project. And then I left the following comments on Russell Brand's similar video. Here is Russell Brand, the exact same day. Wreckage found the hidden Titan truth that nobody's talking about. And just to showcase, it's the exact same day, June 28th, 2020. I basically say I made the same video, but look at that final sentence. We have a shared friend whose birthday is today. So Russell Brand has been married to Katy Perry, who's currently dating my former prime minister. And that's a whole video in and of itself. And Laura Brand, whose birthday is also June 28th, 1980. Alligator.
January 25th is the day before January 26th, which is both many things. Ryan number 2 and mine's anniversary, Super Bowl Sunday we started dating on, was January 26th. It's also Australia Day. While I was in Australia in Melbourne. I had a one-night stand the night before. They ended up hanging out with my friend, whose birthday is July 20th, and I was staying with, and his friend, who I had the one-night stand with, and they're all, I was like, this is not the point of one-night stand, guys. We're not hanging out for an entire fucking day after. Bye. Anyway, it was like literally it was to check off a box. I'm like, you're not checking off the box. Long before knowing autistic. Oh, January 26th, the day 3 children in Australia went missing. In Melbourne, right? Where Ruby Rose was assaulted by Katy Perry. That comes out much later. I don't remember what date that came out, but like recently. Post January 25th. Katy, also, because she doesn't mention it, right? I don't think. Russell Brand sends Katy Perry, we're getting divorced text on my I don't know if maybe she does, because I was like, this is bullshit, isn't it? She didn't even play anywhere. December 31st that year.
Come forward on Russell Brand on September 16th, 2023, which happens to be my dad's birthday. I requested the movie Reboot Camp, forgetting she was in it. I started to watch it, and here is what it is about. 2 brothers set out to debunk the exploitive practices of fake gurus by creating their own phony self-help group. But the experiment backfires when their cult gains a devoted following and takes on a life of. And then directly after this scene, where Maya gets that guy in plaid to stay,
because it gave Claire her first disciple.
the charlatan, the messiah, the book says She is also in this episode of The Resident with Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Either of you thinks you're perfect.
Probably the wrong question.
Who died on July 20th. The birthday of the person from Melbourne who I was in with, January 25th, 26th of the year I was in Australia.
Here's the same episode at exactly 7:20 timestamp. The back of her head and Malcolm Jamal. This is my Costa Rican journal where I've listed all of the birthdays of everyone I volunteered with. That is one of their birthdays. And the day he drowned off the coast of Costa Rica. Todd's birthday is January 16th, which is also Diane Fossey's birthday, who is like Jane Goodall. They got their start from the same anthropologist. And again, they got married on Jane Goodall's birthday. Jane Goodall, who had a stuffed chimpanzee named Jubilee, and I got her to sign her book on that came out October 1st, 2010. On page 25, and then she died October 1st, 2025 on Yom Kippur, which is when the Jubilee would be started.
So I did just look it up, yeah, because the 3rd primatologist, her name's different, Barut, something along those lines. Local professor here in Vancouver at SFU, the university I didn't go to. I went to UBC. And she died after this video comes out. March 24th. When that day keeps going up. And her birthday is May 10th. All right. Back to me. You might watch the reposts. Might not. Depends. How I feel. Oh, like 114. Fun. We're going to watch these, but 525, Allie's birthday and my birthday. That's fun. So fun. Jake Hall dying. Okay, we got. I don't think these ones are actually.
So I believe the paperwork was actually put in on May 5th. The suing of.
Who did it? Don't make me into the lol cow too, man.
This other one that was January 10th, 2023. That other guy that was the hand rum guy. Anyway.
So I believe the paperwork was actually put in on May 5th, the suing of James Cameron. But no, I found out about it on May 6th. Allie's mom's birthday. Somebody's suing James Cameron. This person, whose birthday is February 11th, 1990, which is the date of a Super Bowl Sunday where I talked to a man who shares Ryan number one's birthday, who I started dating on Super Bowl Sunday, both of the first two Ryans. This woman is in so many shows. First off, James Cameron, who made True Lies, and how intertwined that is, as well as Avatar, that is what he's being sued over, using her image at 14 years old in Avatar without her permission. She played Pocahontas in a movie, The New World. Pocahontas was buried March 21st, 1617. They don't know when she died or her birthday, but the day she was buried, they do know. And it was the day I went to go see Jane Goodall in Vancouver. Also, of course, the Titanic, James Cameron, and was in a submarine at the Titanic on 9/11/2001 with Bill Paxton, who was in Big Love, The Mormon Story, and in True Lies, and in the Titanic, and died. And then visited someone before the Titan to warn about it. So she plays Pocahontas in The New World. She plays the named Princess Kalani in that, like, that's what I mean by the named one, which is relevant. We'll get into that one after. She's in Yellowstone. Tiata, which I don't remember why that's relevant. Came on October 1st, and it also has Graham Greene in it. And she also plays the named character. So I know that face. That's Norman Reedus. So I clicked on that. I couldn't figure out where I know Diane Kruger from. It's because she's married to Norman Reedus. They have a daughter named Nova that came up earlier today on the broadcast. Not their daughter. The word Nova, because of Nova Northern Lights, TikTok TMZ Jenna here on this app, and Nova, the teen mom child of a teen mom on MTV's Teen Mom. Caitlin and Tyler's child. She's in the movie that Norman Reedus met his wife on. Have Nova, who I'm assuming all three of them were actually my sister's neighbor and not just Norman Reedus, who I didn't know that man's name. I now know his name and birthday, but I did know him as Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead. So February 7th is the birthday of Ryan number one. And the person I talked to on Super Bowl Sunday, February 11th. And Hawaii is where Ryan number 3 is a rabbi. Ryan number 1 is one of the two Mormons I met because of True Lies, the movie. Eric being the other one. She was born on October 16th, Eric's birthday. Also Princess Miriam Likelight, whose birthday is the day before mine. And February 2nd, I believe that's the day Carlos live streamed and other relevant. But more, it was that her name was Miriam, the woman I spent my future daughter's birthday with while I was in Australia, one of the Jewish people around the millennium who I happened to spend my daughter's birthday with around the millennium, except for the Y2K one. Yeah, so movie came out February 7th, set in Hawaii, and the person is depicted and named as the movie is October 16th birthday. March 6th is also Rob Reiner's birthday, the one who was murdered on December 14th. And if you want to come solve this weird, crazy mystery yet. So I believe. I don't remember how we got on Nick Lacey, but on Nick Lacey, whose birthday is November 9th, 1973. He is why I am watching this episode of A Call to Arms. It is the first one he is in. It's Dr. Phil!
He also murders him and on a bridge. I mean, they meet up there a lot in Charms, but like the Orcas under Lionsgate. That's like the most known bridge in the world, but.
Good, I've been calling for you.
What do you mean? Where's Barbas?
Who?
He's calling up for me. Oh, you know he is. You turned me here.
What's the matter? Are you all right?
One of your greatest fears.
And a demon's. This character's name is Leo. Yesterday was the day Leo the Pope was christened Leo the Pope last year, who shares September 14th, Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, who is in Being Charlie. played by, anyway, this dad is played by Wes from Princess Bride, that looks exactly like the person I was with on September 11th, 2001 by Bondi Beach, the same day that a massacre happened, first day of Hanukkah, when not the first day, there's only one day, Yom Kippur, which is the first day of the year, this year, right? Because next year won't be October 1st. It'll be a different year, different day. This year, Jane Goodall died. A different year, not on Yom Kippur, but October 1st, Allie and I talked for the one and only time before October 7th came and clicked all the Israeli and Jewish and biblical and Jewish signs and symbols into place. Theo, played by Malcolm Jamal Warner in The Cosby Show, and Theodore Herzl, one of the Zionist founders who shares Jessica's birthday and the day Osama bin Laden died. Leo, Maya, and Todd have a son named Leo, who's born on the same day as Eric Trump. Donald Trump. How did Tiffany came up yesterday? Only one of the Tiffany Trump's birthday, like October 13th. Did I leave a comment? I don't remember. I'm just out here waiting for someone to come save the world.
Gonna convince him to kill try to kill Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil. Uncle Phil. Not Uncle Phil.
Today's May 8th, which is the day last year they decided who was going to become Pope, and it was Leo the Pope. September 14th, this is his birthday. They picked the one who has my brother's birthday. Sorry, there's also a Cheaper by the Coven episode, 7-3. That is, good fun. It's got a Charisma Carpenter. James Avery, who I know of as Uncle Phil on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, died on December 31st, my daughter's first birthday. He was in both Harry's Law with that woman and Grey's Anatomy, playing as Sam, brought up earlier.
That woman who won an Academy Award for a Rob Reiner film, and shares Maya Stojan's birthday, and my cousin Brad Fraser, who gave Keanu Reeves his start in Wolf Boy about a psychiatric ward and gayness. No one wants the world to be saved. Cool.
We're not checking that out, though. At least not. He's in a Hilary Duff movie, Raise Your Voice, Mr. Gantry. There he is in the Charmed one, Zola, just that one episode, and Officer Kennedy 70s show, where he has 3 episodes. I'm currently on 6-9, Young Man Blues, where Ashton Kutcher is a police officer. I'm guessing, I have no idea, with the Officer Kennedy. Airs on my birthday. Also, Jason Bateman, the fox cop from Zootopia's birthday. We share. Now, if only I could remember how we got onto Nick Lakey. I don't. I probably won't. I'm still not remembering that, but I watched him on something else before. It currently happens to be available on YouTube. This episode, Season 2, Episode 9, Hope and Faith. Just in time. Their names are Faith and Hope. One of their real names is the one, and they play the other. We'll see in a second when we look at the cast. Anyway, they meet Nick Lakey as a single parent when they're not a single parent. So they get their nephew to pretend they're their son for the brother-in-law husband is played by Ted McKinley, which I now know from Shrinking, and he plays a Charlie. Faithful.
Bondi Beach. And Will lived in Sydney, Australia.
Ford plays Hope Fairfield, and Kelly Ripa plays Faith. And Faith Ford's birthday is both the Pope's, who became Pope this day last year, and my brother's, and Nick Reiner and somebody else. Macy here shares a birthday with Ryan Gosling. Yes, they recast Sydney Schwansky as Megan Fox or as Nicole Peggy. No idea. Don't watch. Still on Faith and Hope. It's first episode aired September 26, 2003, and final episode May 2nd, 2006. This TV show, Twins, has Melanie Griffith in it. September 16th is when it first aired, which is my dad's birthday in real life, and Jason Segal's fake birthday in Shrinking. Molly and Sarah played twins with Perfect Stranger Dad. He's in the episode Himbo. Nick Lakey? Maybe that's how I found him, 117, but how? I don't know, because I don't know if she... Anyway, Melanie Griffith, who birthday is August 9th. Her ex-husband, Antonio Banderas, is August 10th. There was another August 8th. So they were like... But she was on Ellen on September 14th. But the reason I clicked on it was actually because it said January 13th, and then it aired on the 14th. And we got there because of 50 Shades of Grey, we covered earlier on today's broadcast, but forgot to cover My Chemical Romance, which was also connected due to a Cars, Ellen, 50 Shades of Grey weird video we watched, who was born December 31st and died November 24th. And then the rest of these birth dates, just zoom out, September 10th, October 31st, April 9th. Not even a date. Not even trying. July 15th. Ugh. That one. March 16th. There's a Jared. August 13th. July.
That was just the video in here. The YouTube video of something. In the same video. There was an August 13th. Don't remember what it was.
9th. So just March 13th. Oh, no, another September. I don't remember how we got on Nick. My existence breaks down reality as we know it. Science doesn't make sense if I exist with the signs and symbols. And I do exist, and so do the signs and symbols. So it is indeed science and reality that we pretend we're building upon that does not make sense. Anyone want to come put together the giant mystery that is actual truth in existence? Because what y'all got going on does not make sense. My existence breaks down reality as we know it. Hello.
Tried to donate sperm once, which they say is very selective, but that's just not true at all.
Yeah, that is a total misconception about cryobanks. They are not really selective. It's very much up to their discretion and what they feel can literally change day by day. The only FDA requirement in terms of the screening process for donors in the United States is an STI panel. Everything else is up to the cryobanks.
Like when they asked me the first questions, they were like, oh, do you have a history of mental illness that could disqualify you? And I was like, well, my mom has mental illness, my dad has severe bipolar, and my grandpa killed himself from depression. Does that count?
Honestly, I give mad props for this intended donor for being honest. A lot of donors would not include that because they would be too worried that that would get them rejected. There's no genetic testing for that. So it's something that donors can really get away with lying about.
And they were like, we just won't include it.
That was not shocking. I have heard that literal exact same story from multiple donors.
Laura. Is Laura also the name of Russell Brand's wife? Anyway, this Laura and I and another person had a conversation, not a solution or anything, so we hadn't invented it yet, but an idea cafe about donor conception. Point. Oh, not point, actually. I'm just making that point. Allison Hannigan, Ashton Kutcher's friend, he's trying to be just friends with, and Fez wants to sleep with her and ends up killing a rabbit at the firing range. Allison Hannigan is in 70s show. I don't think I knew that. I don't think I watched it previously. If there's me watching it on the, oh, I'd be proven wrong. And how I didn't know that. Ashton Kutcher and Allison Hannigan, Jason Segel's wife in How I Met Your Mother. Was that all I paused to say? I feel like there was possibly another point of that also in that one, but amazing.
Specifically when it comes to
I remember it's called like Sally Henderson or Sally, whatever her last name is, but they keep calling her Sue and Susie in it, which is Eric's girlfriend who shared his birthday. Was our friend in high school.
family medical history in regards to mental health. We have heard from many donors who have reported to cryobank saying hey, my family members have a history of bipolar disorder, depression, my aunt has schizophrenia, and the cryobanks have said, oh, we don't include mental health. One donor told me that the cryobank said that there's not enough evidence to suggest that it is genetic, so we're not going to include it, which is ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think that anyone should be rejected because of mental health, but you should have it on the donor profile for informed consent, which is seeming to become a rarer commodity these days.
And I was like, great. So then I went and jerked off for them for 4 weeks. And then at the end, they rejected my sperm because it turns out I had chlamydia, which is how I found out that my girlfriend was cheating on me.
Okay, not gonna lie, at this point, I'm starting to think okay, this is just a story online. This is a made up skit. But then he says this.
Because I was only giving my sperm to her and the good people at Fairfax Cryobank, Minneapolis.
He just name dropped Fairfax? That's one of the largest cryobanks worldwide. And trust me, that is not the kind of press Fairfax wants to get, because one of their donor-conceived children is Stephen Gunner. Stephen Gunner is a donor-conceived person that OD'd in his 20s, years after he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. Stephen was showing signs of mental illness starting at the age of 4 years old. His parents immediately started getting him help with mental health professionals. They were showing his doctors the donor profile and obviously going over their personal mental health history. And there was nothing in the donor profile indicating anything about mental health. Stephen was hospitalized multiple times. He saw various doctors throughout his entire life, and then eventually was diagnosed. After he passed away, his mother, also named Laura, sought out to find all of his siblings to let them know that he was diagnosed with schizophrenia on the off chance that it was genetically passed through the donor. And she found the donor's mother and found out that the donor also passed away from ODing a few years prior.
So I'm currently looking at the person's tombstone who she just said, Stephen A. Gunner. You know what I mean? It's in a website. It's on a article about this death. Therefore, it is him. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's his mother's name is Laura. I'm guessing this is his because it's Stephen's up here. Then there's two people who don't have death dates yet, which is also are they going to be buried with their son? Is that the idea? June 13th is Laura, his mother's birthday. And David, his father, August 26th. He was born January 20th, 1993, and died May 21st, 2020.
He also was diagnosed with schizophrenia in his 20s. Now, when the donor donated when he was 19 years old, he hadn't been diagnosed with schizophrenia yet, but he had a long history of mental health. Exact same as Stephen. He was showing signs of mental health issues starting at the age of 4 years old, in and out of hospitals. He was institutionalized when he was in high school after threatening his father with a baseball bat and locking himself in an attic for hours and had to be rescued by firefighters. None of which was in the donor profile. If any of this was in the donor profile, it could have indicated that there needed to be further testing and a possibility that Stephen could have been diagnosed with schizophrenia years earlier and could have gotten the help that he actually really needed. But because with donors, none of the history is verified, the donor was able to get away with lying. Now, I want to be clear. I have no idea if that content creator was being truthful or if that was just a skit. But to drop Fairfax's name is wild, especially when we've heard stories identical to this from other banks. So with the limited information I have no idea what to make of it. But your move, Fairfax.
Tried to donate sperm once, which I made a video where I mentioned that I only made $42,000 last year, and everyone in the comments was like, how are you surviving off of only $42,000 in New York City? John Mulaney just walked past me in the West Village, and it's weird when you see a celebrity in person, you know, you're like, is that John Mulaney? But then you hear him talk, and he's like, and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely John Mulaney. But then he walks past, and I remember looking.
I was like, where did I just see that date? On the tombstone, on the fucking tombstone I just read, August 26th. So now we're going to look at the tombstones. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know this was happening, right? Let's just showcase. It's like, what that I am doing, right, could be staged. And dear God, you know how much time it would take and energy it would take? This can only be done in flow. You know what I mean? Share. With the buttons working, StreamYard and Bill Gates, let's work together. Okay, John Mulaney. Why did I showcase John Mulaney? That's all we needed to showcase. You could have looked that up yourself. Oh my God. Okay. I'm just going to copy and paste this in the... We're going to have to go over to the picture. Oh, it's actually already on it. All right. See, August 26th and June 13th, which are the Olsen twins' birthday. August 26th comes up a lot lately, but there's no anchor point. January 20th is the day I went to the optometrist, and is also the day Trump and I think every other president, I think it's just the day that presidency starts. But his birthday, which is the day after June 13th, June 14th, anyway, was on the wall, I think, at the optometrist. But no, January 20th is not like a huge day. May 21st is not. I know it's a day. No, it's a day. Is it Dahmer's birthday? No. Leaving that like we're going to play it. Wall Street Journal. Okay. 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 I don't know. Sorry, I was just trying to half read a message that was popping up. Share screen. Little pizza boy. No, that's there. That's what we want. We just want to go backwards. All right. And July 21st is the day that Barbie came out. I went to go see it in theaters 5 days later. It's the day that it came out, the same day as Oppenheimer, and there was like nothing else out that year. That was Christopher Nolan, right? Isn't Oppenheimer Christopher Nolan, which is now currently the like Odyssey one? That's his birthday, I think, is relevant somewhere. The rest, you know what I mean? He ran into him on July 21st on the streets of New York.
I do have a question for the lesbian on the front row.
Or Rachel McAdams. Okay, no, we're not worried. I didn't remember why we clicked on that. Oh, I think because I wanted this one. But
I tried to donate sperm once, which they say is very selective, but that's just not true at all. Like when they asked me the first questions, they were like, oh, do you have a history of mental illness that could disqualify you? And I was like, well, my mom has mental illness, my dad has severe bipolar, and my grandpa killed himself from depression. Does that count? And they were like, we just won't include it. And I was like, great. So then I went and jerked off for them for 4 weeks. And then at the end, they rejected my sperm because it turns out I had chlamydia, which is how I found out that my girlfriend was cheating on me, because I was only giving my sperm to her and the good people at Fairfax Cryobank, Minneapolis. And it sucked because I originally wanted to donate sperm to have money for my girlfriend, but I left the place with no money, single, and with chlamydia. I tried to donate sperm once, which they...
trying to do the math. 4 days ago, puts it at May 5th. So May 5th, which is the day James Cameron was sued by the person who plays Pocahontas.
I do have a question for the... Tried to donate sperm.
Face when she was 14 years old in the New World in Avatar, and that's going to be an interesting lawsuit.
Hi, this message is for Jake and all.
I get his name's Jake, the one person who's telling the world about it, right? What you're telling us, bitch, right? And maybe this is on purpose, is never tell the world anything, or you will be the face and the one that is sued. So, banks were bailed out for stupid dick choices, all the things that have been bailed out. But people being on a ship that happened to have been broken out, right? When other people are making these decisions, it's a ship. All the people who left beforehand because they didn't know. I'm gonna sue you. That should stop the virus.
All of the other passengers on that cruise ship with hantavirus. In this society, threats work better than requests. And I just want to let you know personally that if you get off that boat and you bring that virus back to America, knowing that you have been exposed and you don't quarantine for the 8 weeks wherever you are, I will sue you. Personally, I've already spoken to my lawyer about this matter. I will sue you, and I will open it up as a class action lawsuit. We will all sue you. Every single one of us will go after everything you have. All those old people on that boat, we're taking your house, we're taking your pension, we're taking all of it.
It doesn't make any sense, right? You're going to sue all of them if one of them doesn't follow quarantine, right? That doesn't work. It'd have to be the person who doesn't, like, all of it doesn't work, right? And they're going to be, for a global pandemic, right? Yeah, they're going to pay for that. Just, like, they can't. They won't. They can't pay for one person's medical bills, let alone, you know what I mean? The world's. It's just fucking asinine. I'll put in paperwork. That should stop it. The idiots in charge don't understand infectious disease, don't understand legal. Oh, the amount people are just like, kill him. I can't do this again. Sink the ship. Who cares about drug dealers? Sink plague ships. So many things to say. Can't say them.
Because if you are selfish enough, I know that you've been through something traumatic. I understand. I've been there. I got COVID and I almost died from it. I'm immunocompromised. But if you are selfish enough to only think about you in this circumstance and say, I just want to go home, which is what I'm hearing from you.
It was possibly Dr. Shire Carpuzzi. It might have been someone I respected. But I'm like, it's in that category. So anyway, so probably not. Point to Jubilee, who's wearing a mask, saying that like the hantavirus isn't going to get them. I'm like, it's not that kind of fucking virus, you idiots. Remember when we were washing down all our groceries, the being coronavirus, because we didn't understand how it was spread, and then, you know what I mean? It turns out we could have been outside in the sunshine, but not in close, you know what I mean? Not breathing on each other on public transit or doctors' offices. So masks make sense, right? For COVID. This makes me feel good. It's my little security blanket. Yeah, it does fuck all for Hanta.
And you get on that little plane and you spread it to all 180 plus other people on that plane. And then they can contact trace that to you through Boston Airport.
We're gonna get you again the next time, right? Like, how did we know about this? Here's the timeline. Here's what testing is. When they knew that these people did report that this isn't a cruise ship, it didn't have hundreds of people on board, and then, you know what I mean? And that's a cruise ship, not fucking flights that were all constantly on recycled air and little diseases in the sky. We didn't learn from COVID. We're a fun, infectious little species that's like, you're guilty. No, those people aren't guilty of it. They're like, STIs. So many things. Viruses, all of it. The way we disincentivize disclosure and testing and knowing if you fucking have it while pretending that we'll sue you. We're not looking at the incentives and what actually works. We're just dick slapping, right? Put on a mask. Will that help in this one? Maybe washing your hands after you take a shit will.
Or all of the other connecting airports that you go through. I will sue you. I will take your dog. That's my dog now. I will take anything you've ever loved from you, because you're not doing this to me again. You're not doing this to my loved ones again. I can't lose more people. I can't have more loved ones die from this. So if you'd like to join my lawsuit, comment below, because there's no way we're letting that happen. I know this is a very scary thing right now, but you got to stay exactly where you are while we figure this out. And if you come back and step on this soil, I'll see you in court, baby. Hi, this message.
Tried to donate sperm.
My mom died from stage 4 cancer when I was 28, and it really made me start questioning the medical system. I'll never forget when she was diagnosed in 2019 with stage 2 breast cancer, a tiny lump. We were in the oncologist's office, and he looked at her and he said, "This is not your fault. This is just bad luck." And we believed him. He had the answers for us. He was an expert in cancer. So we listened to him. He wanted my mom to do surgery to remove the lump in lymph nodes, and he wanted her to do radiation. She did both things, and then she rang the cancer bell, and she was cancer-free. They said, "Go on with your life. This has saved you." Well, my mom's cancer came back in 2023, raging throughout her.
The only people who could potentially be held responsible in suicide, your psychiatrist, your therapist, literally people who, knowing you're in a mental health crisis, are like, here's it, like, help, go kill yourself, and here's a plan, and I'll help you. Like those people. We delusionally look for someone to attack instead of the one person who is responsible because it's suicide, i.e. the person who took their own life. But like CPS and MCFD here in BC never held responsible for all the child abuse cases where the kid is kept with the wrong family or taken away from the wrong family. I feel like there's another Maya, which was that little girl whose mother took her life in order for her daughter to come home because her daughter was in so much pain, and her mother was Eastern European, and they thought her mother was Munchausen's by proxy. So they kept them away from each other, and it was so hard on the mom. She killed herself so that theoretically the dad wasn't the problem and the daughter could come home. The amount we never hold the right people responsible. Doctors are almost never held responsible for anything, like gross malpractice. Switching out samples, they might be. Like, that's the one, and they, what? How'd you know? Well, you're white, and the sample wasn't. Well, the sample was, but the donor wasn't.
Body. She was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer September 2023, and she died on Christmas Eve that same year. The medical system will say that she died from breast cancer, but what she really died from was a medical system that ignores root causes. They said, "Don't look for an answer. There's no reason you got this. Just do our treatment and you'll be fine." And she died. In a last-ditch effort to save her life, she went to a holistic cancer center, and while it was too late for her, we learned life-changing information that cancer is not random, that your immune system takes care of cancer cells if it's functioning properly. The role of toxins and processed foods and trauma in cancer, all of these things the conventional world laughs at. So I made it my life mission to share what we learned with people.
The world of science in for-profit world breaks down. Like, that's the world I need people to join, right? Like, right, no, when it's all dicks and idiots, it's you can't trust peer-reviewed journals. You can trust science and math and probability, but not the truthiness of the humans involved. All the mean girl drama between the scientists, between the journal, all of it. But with the signs and symbols. What is cause? What is effect? What the fuck is reality? If no one's willing to come and look and see. But cancer and medicine and pretend as fuck for profit. That one's real? We're going to pretend that's real? The doctors in white coats, little toddlers dressed up? I know better because I went to medical school. Great. Do you know why the fuck there's something orchestrating us outside of time and space?
and I have the most insane testimonials. We learned all of this way too late for my mom, which makes me so sad. But my life mission, honestly, the way I can get back at the medical system for giving my mom the wrong information is to give people better information.
And here's someone we'll be planning a funeral for in a few years. I have a lump. I refuse to see about it. I'm healthy. I feel fine. I'll be fine. It's just manifesting yourself into stage 4 breast cancer.
Information. God designed our bodies to heal and function properly, even in a toxic world. My mom died from...
We ruined his life.
Taking off shortly. I love you. Naturally, I'm next to this soul.
No, it was Dr. Shy, right? Talking about that. Well, wasn't Carpuzzi, was it? Because that would be even better. Oh, it might have been Carlos himself. No. Anyway, about not slave hymns. That was Carlos. That was sorry. Getting AI to do gospel songs, right, from your text, and then this one came up. But it was from something else. I think I did another repost. It was the other one too.
Couple, the man works in radio. Told him if we go down, I have a message to send. All signs point to this flight being doomed. I love you. And please continue on with your life. Don't forget me, but always remember me. Pilot just announced this is his last flight as a captain. It's over. Patrick, I can't quit you. Door is closed. Sound of Titanic music. Mets are up 5-0. At least you're happy then. Patrick, I love you. You're gonna be okay, I promise you. I love you too. Why would you tell someone if we go down? By the way, are you insane? Yes, I might be. I love you. Taking off shortly. Mets up 7-0. Everyone has 3 hits, literally. Love you.
I just got back from driving my fiance to the airport. The way I would have rather just given him a
Watches a first order, and one of the ones in the last few days was about we had just covered organ donation. Don't remember how, don't remember why, not a fucking clue. But then this one came up of like, no, like really, I'd rather give you a kidney. Like, take my kidney. Flight to the airport? No, right? Like, different things, different costs for different people.
my fucking kidney. I've never hated anything. Like, if somebody needed a fucking organ to save their lives, I would do it in a heartbeat. If you ask me to take you to the airport, I'm going to ask you to add somebody out. Definitely want to be selfless to give a kidney, though. My kidneys are fucked. I had kidney stones when I was like 16 years old. Oh my god, I thought I was pregnant. My back was hurting so bad. And my mom was pregnant with my fucking brother at the time. We're like 17 fucking years apart. Oh my god, she was like, we're gonna be the talk of the town. It was just kidney stones. Thank God. Oh my god, if I couldn't fucking stop and go back on this app, you couldn't pay me to tell me how I started this fucking video. Airport. And I wish the man fucking didn't fucking do everything for me because I hate it. I mean, it's not like I'm from butt fuck dick suck. I'm from New Jersey. Do you know how hard it is to get to the fucking Newark airport? Whatever. I'm gonna spend the next 4 days rotting in my fucking room watching Forensic Files without a fucking can you put on a nature dog? I'm here. I just got back from driving my
It is day 42 of my 50-day bender challenge.
If you've seen someone in active alcohol withdrawal or somebody who needs a liver transplant, you would not find this type.
So this was the one about, and then we talked about this one, and the other one came up. See, okay. Right, no. So we should never allow anyone to drink alcohol because some people have needed liver transplants. Living with a liver transplant, any transplant, is a lifelong disability. You get to live, you're not dead, but like you have to take immune suppressants. You have to we need a world that works. It's not ridiculous. Our current ridiculous world of not be able to distinguish our own shit from our patient shit, from other people's shit. The teenage girl I think she's teenager. She's probably in her 20s if she's graduating from college. Going on a 50-day bender while she's attending her classes at the end of university, and she's looking like shit, and she's looking like shit, and she's like, and I might continue, and they're like, this doesn't count, you didn't drink, you didn't get pissed drunk every night. She's like, today I'm just gonna have one, just to continue the right. No, not the picture of health. Like the amount that we hold, again, Clavicular and Eugenia Cooney responsible for what they're not responsible for, and don't hold them responsible when they are, and what we are all responsible for, our collective bullshit, our collective addiction, our collective sacrificing of our young to the delusional capitalism.
Content funny at all. Alcohol abuse, I feel like we need to have more education about it. So one of the most interesting things still to this day that I've learned throughout my 12 years of medical education is that alcohol is one of the substances that you can die from withdrawing from it. And every single time I see people drinking excessively and they say, I'm just going to stop, I say, be careful because you can die. And this person going and drinking for 50 days in a row and just thinking they can stop is so, so dangerous. And I feel like alcohol is so normalized in our society and people don't really understand the effects of it, withdrawal. And I was in college once, so I understand this type of mindset, especially for college kids. I'm going on these benders and definitely had my days as well. But once I learned all of this stuff I have learned, alcohol is very scary, especially in withdrawal. I also spent a year working in liver transplant, and just seeing the amount of people who would casually say that they drank every single day and didn't even realize that they needed a transplant or didn't realize how bad it had gotten until they got to that point was so alarming because this is so normalized. And I just hate to see young kids thinking this is still okay or not having proper education in it. So if you see this type of content, people glamorizing alcohol use or any other substance use, I just would not engage in it because it is so dangerous and people die from it every single day.
It is day 42 of my 50-day bender challenge.
If you've seen someone in active alcohol withdrawal or somebody who needs a liver transplant, you would not find this type of content funny at all. Alcohol abuse, I feel like we need to have more education about it. So one of the most interesting things still to this day,
What, bro? Why are you looking at me like that? So what do you got here, Christopher?
I have my Neither Pets Lift and Bag.
I know what he means. You put the bag around your hand and you pick up the poop, but nobody picks up poop with their hand. You're picking it up with a bag. This is a great contraption. Of all the things you showed, this seems to be like the most useful, especially if you have turf, like, you know what I mean, to scoop it up from. But the way he had, it's like, you don't have to touch it with your hand. I'm like, who the fuck is touching it? Gross.
A needy pet? All right, so show me how this works.
So as you can see,
That's poop.
we have, as you can see, we have some food.
Yep. Bubby, we're picking up your poop right now. Okay, can we pick up, come on, don't you want some more toys and dog treats?
All right, we have some food. With this,
1 second, Bubba.
with your lifting bag, you don't have to touch poop with your hands anymore. Lift and bag.
Okay, that's all the time we got. He wants to play.
It's a big piece. Lift. And bag.
Touch free.
Touch free.
I can even do this. I don't even touch poop, guys. Look. For the girlies out here who don't touch poop like me, come on. Look at this. Untouchable. I love it.
Melissa, I'm drunk and outside. Hey. Hey.
There's no such thing as child free. There's, like, you're right. You haven't procreated. There's no humans out there with half your Danny running around. But there is no child free. If we're child free, we're literally living in Children of Men. Is that the one where we stop procreating? It just stops happening. That's that world. In order to continue on as a species, we need children. We need happy, healthy, untraumatized, non-Trumpian children. We don't need billionaires. We don't need fake as fuck child advocates like Carlos Dillard and Josh of Dad Challenge podcast and Tim Ballard, played by Jim Caviezel in Sound of Freedom, who hasn't saved a single child but has raised hundreds of millions of dollars, and the Mormon church has disavowed him for using an elder that shares his last name, and he keeps using Jesus now. I'm going to use Jesus, Jim Caviezel, but like, yeah, I just want to check to see. I don't think there's anything.
Forgive me, I'm taking out my hair, but Tiff, you know you my boo, and you know I love kids.
You know I love kids. No, he fucking doesn't. How often does he babysit anyone's kid ever, right? Does he want to hang out? No. The one thing where he was like dark in the car, yeah, I had to go check on them, but I got paid to do it. You too can have this joy. He doesn't like kids. He deeply doesn't. You know what I mean? This is giving. Allie Priestley and her friend Autumn, who had her child on, and Allie was like, "You're just such a great mom. I'm loving this." And then Autumn came on and peed on my channel on May 15th of last year, and then Allie disowned her, and then was like, "You're a bad mom, and you were like child abuse on that live." It's like, well, why weren't you calling her on it in real time? You know, like, your kids are awesome. You have the best kids. Do you even know their names? Have you met them in real life?
It's especially yours. You got some good kids. But let's be real. Let's be real here. Yes, you know you my boo, and you know I love kids, especially yours. You got some good kids. But let's be real. Let's be real here. Yes, you can certainly have a child and look just like me, but not all summer. When I say I'm outside from sunup to sundown, into the next day, into the next day. And then I'm hopping on a flight and I'm going to a different time zone, and I will be doing the same thing over and over and over the entire summer. Now, not saying that parents can't do that, but realistically, it's impossible. Well, it's not impossible because you could just be a shitty parent. Good parents don't do what non-parents do the entire summer. And that's what that video was about. I'm about to be outside, sun up to sundown. I'm not worried about another person. I don't give a fuck what's going on tomorrow.
Good parents help Jubilee come create a world that fucking makes sense for their kids today, tomorrow. Not the delusional as fuck capitalism you all are living into and pretending exists now, let alone 10, 20 years in the future, as we're capitalisming off a cliff by using up all of the Earth's resources, overpopulating with using all the resources, like too many billionaires. Too many billionaires on the planet. Not enough harnessing of our actual human ingenuity, because capitalism only gets profit out of us for billionaires. For sociopathic capitalism. It's a mental illness. A collective fuckery. Our actual planet, our actual system, when we pay attention to it and are looking for truth and not, what? No, that's going to be inconvenient. That's not. Actually being with truth, with our emotions, with who and what we are, collectively, individually. There isn't a single trait we all have. Every trait exists along a spectrum. And there's an average, and it's generally a normal curve, and there's people on the tail end of either of them. And autistic people are on the tail end of a lot of them, simultaneously. We're a storytelling species. We are a lying sociopathic species. We give a lot of power to those people because we believe them. They sound like they're not blowing smoke up their ass. When that's like the smoke's just billowing out. And we're like, my ass hurts. What's going on?
That's a freedom that parents don't have. That's just the truth. But you do have beautiful children that love you. So that's something I don't have. This ain't an anti-parent post. This is a pro, let's go have fun post with no kids. But y'all enjoy your children, though. Forgive me, I'm taking out my hair, but
People always tell me, man, you strong, you so independent, you always figure it out. And for a long time, I took that as a compliment. But the truth is, a lot of my independence came from trauma. It came from learning real young that if I needed something, I better figure it out myself. Because asking for help wasn't always safe. Depending on people wasn't always reliable. And disappointment became familiar to me. So I adapted. I became the person that handled everything. Pain, bills, pressure, problems. I became the one that people could lean on, but I barely leaned on anybody. Not because I ain't want to, because somewhere along the line, I learned not to. I learned that when you expect too much from people, you can end up hurt. So I built this mind.
Another reason when you're locked in, you have to work alone is because people will come around you and see your work ethic and get inspired by it, but not inspired in the way to take action in their own life, inspired that they now have a backup plan in you. A lot of people will see you as a meal ticket simply because you know how to be hungry and how.
Look at me. Nature provides enough food for all of us. I mean, no. It sounds like we could just stop growing food and be like, oh my God, let's go and forage. We'll be fine. We can grow enough food, healthy for us, with nature that doesn't poison her or us. People will try to make you into their plan B. My plan A, B, C through all of it is to be in the moment, listen to God, we're growing food. We're learning how to feed ourselves at a deep cellular nutritional level that heals ourselves and the planet, and intergenerational. We're feeding our children and our elders and all learning it together because we've lost so much of it. While dealing with who we are. So much of what we just going, we're just a hamster on a wheel. Go, capitalism. Go, gadget. We were watching that one with my brother. We would just tear it apart. Because every one was formulaic. Her name was Penny. What's the dog's name? Brain? It was like our least, but we didn't have cable. So like whatever was on, there was only 3 channels. Sitting there and watching that one and making fun. It was fun. Honestly, it was probably more fun than watching watching Ninja Turtles, which was his show. I can't remember what mine was. He also liked Teddy Ruxpin when he was like really young, like too young. Like when the age difference between whatever age he was when he liked Teddy Ruxpin and being really annoyed that he like no was yeah, because 2.5 years difference is a lot, right? When you're like 4 versus like 6.5. Or, you know what I mean? Somewhere in there. Oh, siblings, our human nature, jealousy versus compersion. And that we have a word that we all know, jealousy. And literally almost no one knows compersion, that are opposites. That we don't have a word for being happy for somebody else. When you see them have something, I'm like, and it's a feeling. I'm like, I have it when I see somebody, your friend or child or somebody experiences something. You experience something with someone. Like that's what it is to kind of experience something in a group. Is like you're experiencing your happiness or whatever, and theirs too, all of theirs. We have so much to learn through our human journey. Through the Torah and the Bible and probably the Quran, although I haven't read it. We've now listened to a YouTube channel explaining Muhammad and his life. Now I'm gonna have no idea when that happened on. You know what I mean? What day was Jubilee? Did Jubilee Muhammad meet? No. but I got my journals. They're not. Yeah. We got this channel for as long as they exist. When someone comes and creates in the real world in Vancouver, right? Like on this planet Earth, in what we all know of as Vancouver, in this year 2026, right? If you're in some other year somehow watching this, it's not. I mean, yeah. Watch the more recent one. Is there a more recent one? Where did I go? I'm of sound mind, and am I? Am I? Yeah, I'm as of sound mind as you can possibly get in, like, I'm in reality. The issue is no one's joining me, and we're a human species who needs other people to bounce reality off of. To be like, are you also seeing what I'm seeing? And what the fuck is with all the signs and symbols? Pearl Harbor, Rabbi, Hawaii, Mormons, oh, Scientology, Handmaid's Tale, Hunger Games. Well, what's the newest one? Not newest, but I'm also Final Destination. Also in an airport for the second one. And the first one. The first one's an airport. It's the second one's the one that's on the highway, right? Where the logs fall off and now no one will drive around behind a log truck ever. Like they never thought about that before. Like in the 70s and the 80s, driving on this thing that just has a chain there that has all these around. Nope, I did not think about physics. They're nice, I think, the bridge. You know what? It's one of the few things I actually was taking notes with. The little book, I believe it was. I think I know who got this for me. It would piss off Allie. Which makes it even better. You know what I mean? But look, a tree. This is gorgeous. And it has Final Destination. March 17th, 2000 is when the first one came out. February 10th, 2006 is the third one. Ooh, nope. Roller Coaster. McKinley gives stats about death. Number 4, Carter. There was a recent, Carter in Yellowstone I just watched, because Carter is like Beth's adopted, found, foster. No, she's never going to be a mom because her brother, Jamie. No. Yeah. Yes, Jamie fucks her over. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember something to do with her having an abortion and him asking for her tubes to be tied at the same time, or a hysterectomy to happen at the same time, but he was doing it for fucked up reasons, not to save her life or anything like that. Oh, what does it say? July 20th, 2012. Oh, the Aurora Theater shooter, July 20th, 2012. Something saved. Person? I literally have no idea. Carter. Number 5 is The Lionsgate. Came out August 12th. Ooh, the Changsu Bridge disaster in South Korea happened wrong month, Jubilee. It's literally October 21st, 1994, which I would come to learn after October 7th, the October 7th, is Netanyahu's birthday and my grandfather. My Jewish grandfather. Isaac Palmer accepted massage, all of that. Flight 180, May 13th, 2000. May 13th. And then How I Met Your Father pilot, Hilary Duff. July 26th, which is the day Shannon Connor died. And the day something else happened. So I remember mentioning that. Something happened to do. Someone's birthday, right? Who knows? Previous me knows. Previous you knows. March 21st. Now I'm just looking at the birthdays. Rachel doesn't have a birthday. How rude. But Valentina Morales is the name of the character. And Emily Valentine on 90210 that just came up. Because there's an Emily who's their cousin who comes, who's like so evil, but like so saccharine sweet to everyone. They're like, Annie, you're such the problem. She's like, why don't you believe that? It was a January 13th. Small Island. Small Island? Like, what is Small Island? We're just gonna. Wait, sorry. I'm going to finish with this task first, which was just. At one point, I want to go watch Coco's reposts talking about flock cameras. And she also posts a lot of stuff on cops and such. I love it. Carlos says count went from 28.4 to 28.5 on April 28th. Oh, the day. What was it? Oh, is Cassius the second born of Maya? And no, there's nothing here. Just the stuff. Oh, his book launch, which did say May 6th. The book launch for the author that I think illustrated the children's book. Her one, a Black Rose in Russia, something like that, is on June 6th. But he had it mistakenly as May 6th. For a while, I was like in a day? I was like, what do you mean you're leaving in a day to go to her? Like, what? And then anyway, now it's got the right date of June 6th. Oh, fun. Was there more there was like RFK? I mean, there was like the JFK kidnapping from the Canadian at the airport, but no, like was there not? What am I thinking of? JFK. So I'm talking about. Oh. Was it the people with the dates on their forehead who I don't even like things. Like, if I at least liked them, like, press the little heart button. It's labor, though. It's labor. I can't do it. But at least then I could find it, because I could go here and be like, what are my liked ones? But nope. This is, yeah, no, it's not. I repost way more than I like. Like, by far. I have things I need to say. Okay. No, I don't remember what. Oh, that one was Nova. I'm just looking at my reposts. Oh, I don't remember. But you know what? Let's go look at those quickly, because I know they were in the TikTok. So that they picked the last name Arnold, which makes sense, right? Because Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito are in the movie Twins. There was going to be another one with Eddie Murphy, I think, also, which was going to be triplets. That it aired on my dad's birthday, the day that all the things. I wonder what Himbo 117, which was one of the things written down here about 70s show. Sneaks and Geeks. Okay. All right, 224. Disappointing. 217. What is the one thing that just June 17th? Oh, we already covered it, because I said that it was the guy's birthday who played Devin and Theo. And I don't remember what else it was. Oh, the day something there? June 17th here? Or June 17th? It's literally earlier on the broadcast. You don't need it. Sisters Keeper. What was the other one is about sisters. Twins. Well, this is also because they're literally called twins. So weirdly, also Nick Lakey. There is this how? Did I maybe get no? I feel like this is how I got to here was through Nick Lakey. Fair identifies with the plight of a narcissistic model, Charlie, Nick Lakey, hires him to be the new director of marketing, but when he fails to come up with any ideas, she has to bail him out. Air date, February 24th, 2006. And we've got... No, okay. Was it possibly? Was he like... He plays Charlie, Nick Lakey. Maybe that's why, because it was a Nick playing Charlie. Steve Howie. I believe he's True Lies. Am I wrong? We're going to look that up in a second. And her, she's also in something. She's in something, guys. She's in something. Good luck, Charlie. Fun. What else is there? Anything else she's in? Like there was something in Bones with Angel, the vampire. What are you doing? Don't you know he's a vampire? If you actually want to hold on distinguish people's roles. April 7th. Her name's Patricia. And April 7th. I feel like she's in the Kathy Bates one. The current one. Listen. I'm gonna go with, not that she is. I need to actually check. Is she not? Is she not the lawyer? Isn't that like how she came up before? Matlock. With Kathy Bates. I love it when my brain remembers things that Google isn't. I mean, it's not like I'm sure it knows that. It just isn't giving that. All right. He and Nick Lakey. This is probably how I got there because back to Melanie Griffith, Lee Arnold, got to because of the TikTok where the woman who's like holding a banana talking about Twilight and Stephanie Myers and how it is. Her pinned videos had a Cars one where somebody was being interviewed by Ellen, and I was like, who is that? And then Melanie Griffith was on September 14th. You can see it from my TikToks, but I was like, how did I get to Nick Lakey? So through twins. And then Nick Lakey, the other one, the like Faith and Hope, which is what we're also going to look up. Farrah is also a teen mom. March 13th. I feel like that's one of those dates. Like, is it one of those dates? Like one of those 365 dates? I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me just quickly check what actually March 13th is. Ooh, JFK quote. Fun. No, that's not what. Coco Gauff. How do you say the tennis player's name? How do you say the tennis player's name? Like I can remember. I can barely remember to say my own name. Yeah, no, it is. It's Danny Masterson's birthday. That's fun. Actually, no, this in Visanto's and William H. Macy and Diary of the CEO, air date of the Sprouse Twins one, which is when I first started watching the 70s show. Not for the first time, but like during the Signs and Symbols, because it was Eric's Depression that aired, I think, on Jim Caviezel's birthday. I might be wrong on that part, but it's definitely Eric's Depression, and it has the Sprouse twins as twins, not as one person. It's the date I sent an email to my sister. It's my cousin, who has a name that has come up, his birthday. The Nth Room episode from the same person who shared. I found out about the bridge. Oh wait, it was a bridge accident. Well, the bridge accident wasn't anything that was absolutely horrific, except probably for the engineering of it. But I mean, bridge accidents happen all over the world. The ferry one about firefighters and how brave they are, but also how literal plastic. So they can look like they have a safety equipment that is not designed for for firefighters. The Nth Room. Anyway, the Nth Room episode is that date. Rotten Mango. At Fired Mom. I don't think that channel exists anymore. Jacques Fresco. Oh, added April 14th. After looking up many times and needing to go back after Z for cells that are blank. So that means there's a lot on here. A cast of 11/22/63. The time traveling JFK assassination miniseries, I think. Might have been a movie, but I'm pretty sure. The death of Breonna Taylor. Ooh, Ooh, this May 9th channel that commented on Adriel's covered DCP, covered Dad Challenge podcast. I don't know who that is, but their anniversary is today. Which guarantee I only put down because today's the anniversary of Ali calling the cops on me. JFK said a quote, "Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable," in 1962. Adolescence release date. Which one is that one? I don't remember. The Amber Alert for Theo. Issued from him taking his son to the beach. Theo to the beach. Okay, we have the Fire Mecca YouTube channel. Corinne Bever's YouTube channel is also May 9th. L. Ron Hubbard's birthday, the founder of Scientology. Death date of Scientology suicide, Philip Gale, which might be because it's, you know what I mean? Like, choosing to take your life on the founding of your religion that took everywhere, you know what I mean? But her name being Philip Gale. Aaron Mate's birthday. Gabor Mate, who's also January 6th, like Eric Trump and Leo. I don't know Todd's last name. And I don't think Leo's last name is Stojan. The day Pope Francis started being Pope. Wait, no. What? Oh, the day Pope Francis started being Pope in 2013. Grey's Anatomy star, Law & Order episode Savior, season 6. Don't give me that name or anything. That's ridiculous. Thank you. It's great. Paris Hilton's mom, Kathy, is in slot Z, but like the previous one said, there are some that are blank that did not get filled in that I then had to go back and fill in. But they are filled in, and you know what I mean? And then ran out of space going back. Great way to do it. All right. Are we? Is this even up on the screen? No, it's not. I'm going to end this soon and go back to sleep. June 17th, as we just said what that was. Devin and Theo. The actor who plays Doctors Devin and Theo in various TV shows about doctors. And this one, Perfect Stranger, about two cousins who went together. Kind of like an odd couple, but not anyway. William Baker, Joan Baker. June 17th. Okay, we're not clicking on Perfect Stranger. We have too many other shows to look at. That's not happening. Molly Stanton. How rude. March 13th. Is that why we were just looking at March 3rd? That is, right? It's got to be. January 29th. We're not looking at that. It is many things. Like everything. Jordan, August 14th. That is Mila Kunis's birthday. And the day that the murderer who murdered, that Ashton Kutcher testified at, trial of, because he went on a date with someone who was murdered, who had a date set up for a different, I don't know what date that happened on, but the first time that man murdered was Mila Kunis's birthday, his wife's, who they married on July 1st. Oh, actually, they might have been married. They might be July 4th. I feel like July 4th, that would make more sense. Which there's way too many Americans that get married on July 4th. That feels, well, fireworks every year. November 26th was it just something, or am I getting it 24th and 27th? Was it everything but that? Possibly. But look at Neil. Lee Arnold, August 9th, my aunt's birthday, not the day. And April 7th, which is the woman who was with me, who I read the signs and symbols with in real time and asked, was I crazy? We went away for the weekend of May 5th, 2023. She knows Gabor Mate. And the aunt with the same name of Jared and Devin died on that day Well, I was in the psych ward, but I found out about that. It was one of the things that lined up with all of Carter's deaths. All of Carter's numbers while there, and I'm like, like a priest or a rabbi I can talk to about this crazy stuff that's happening to me while I'm in a psych ward? No, there's no crazy help while in the psych ward. That's great. Awesome. April 14th, Steve Howie, July 12th, which really just it wasn't his. Because July 13th is the day that Trump was almost assassinated. It was also just somebody's birthday earlier in this episode. Someone write it in the comments. I should always write that in the comments. November 9th, that one we know. Which might be why I actually looked it up, because his birthday was November 9th. And I was like, oh, he's November 9th. Let's look him up. Brandon Quinn. And then that he played Charlie. But it doesn't say Charlie under here, but it might have before. October 7th, 1977. August 12th, which was also, I think, just also something earlier. March 4th, I don't think was. Zoolander. Comedy is one of the growths. So that's what I was. I feel like we got here because I was looking up a movie that I don't think is a movie. Back the other way. Back it up. Small Island. Okay, and then we need to look up the other. So I was like, Small Island. Okay, perfect. Benedict Cumberbatch and Ruth Wilson. Who are you people? January 13th. Fun. Yes, January 3rd. This is definitely the one. Because these are the people. I got your whole birthday here. I don't think we need to look you up. Unless you guys switched birthdays. Yeah, this dark materials. Moment. Okay, what are we doing though? We're not here. We are. I just wanted to see. I was like, I do not remember this at all. Okay, actually, let's see what the overview is. Let's see what is Small Island. Ruth Wilson is an English actress. She has played the title character in. Nope, that's not what we're doing. Like, that's not what I'm looking for. Small Island. Two women attempt to fulfill their personal ambition and dreams in the chaos of World War II, London, and Jamaica. It's not helping. Did I watch it? Like, did I just write it down, or did I watch it? Let's watch the preview. It's way more likely to trigger something. Now I gotta unmute it.
Oh, they tell us in Jamaica how everybody in England is good. It's not true. You must be ready for that.
Your qualifications aren't recognized here. I want you to know, Hortense, I'm not like most round here. I wish I could tell you I regret it, but I don't. Where on earth have you been all this time?
They need to pack the bags and leave now. You can take no more of this.
Small Island on Masterpiece Classic.
What else is she in? Is she Big C? With Dr. Char. What else are we looking up? I don't. That is right, Laura Linney. Okay, February 5th. But this is the person who plays Dr. Charles. Opposite the other person who plays Theo. And Devin on the other one, but Theo with him, and he has the weird conversation. The Big C. Okay. May 20th, 2013. There's a crow on her head. The Long Song. That one was disturbing. Oh, it was The Long Song? I'm thinking The Long Walk, not The Long Song. The Long Song. What is The Long Song? That one was powerful. It was disturbing. It was powerful and disturbing, but December 20th. It's 3 episodes long. the one we like watched together, I believe. Why there's that just says 3, 3, 3, 2, 2. I was like, how is this 3 seasons? There's not. Okay. And then there was also, I think I watched The Long Walk at the same time period, same week. All right, what else was I looking up? Yeah, there he is. Steve Howie, who plays the same, like Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Harry Trask in True Lies, that comes out July 15th. May 17th. I'll say Tim Ballard's birthday. No. The guy who was on the Titan. Nope. Titanic. At the Titanic. With James Cameron. Bill Paxton. Bill Tim. Not close, but close. Like, kinda. No. They both have an I. So close. January 10th. Luther, I'm not going to search for your birthday if you don't want to be included in the signs and symbols. I mean, step up. There's a Jake. They have a Jake. So there's only, and it's Faith, the person who plays Faith, that plays Dana. Is her name Dana? Who was sexually assaulted on the set, or not on set, but well, it was being filmed. True Lies. Justin Trudeau's birthday. And his brother, born a different year, October 7th. What else do I know him from? Sinners. More recently, possibly. A little bit. Rise of the Teenage, of course. Probably a few other things. All right. Say 8 Mile. 8 Mile. I definitely know him from 8 Mile. Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Give me your birthday, Charlie. So he's in True Lies. That's literally what we're on. I love when my brain glitches and forgets what's going on. It has to call itself, because otherwise no one else is doing it. No one else is coming to call me on this crazy shit. So I've got to. Right? No, you're on the thing. Is it causal? Is it related? It's gone so far the other way that it's hard to distinguish. February 17th, which is the same day True Lies came out, was Angels in the Outfield, and the same day Matrix came out was 10 Things I Hate About You with Kyle Cease in it. And Hillary Duff, not Hillary Duff. Nope. The people who are in 10 Things I Hate About You, those people. Heath Ledger's one of them, but the woman, Julia Stiles. There we go. Anyway, and Joseph Levitt, Gordon Levitt, that is that birthday. We've already talked about that. The day Carlos and I talked this year, April 17th. No. Anyway, just the fact that back to True Lies. I feel like the last one aired possibly May 17th. Is that correct? First episode lasted at May 17th. Which again, it's Bill Paxton's in True Lies, the original, and Titanic. Okay, are we done with? Oh, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis and the Art Malik. Malik's come up a few times in the last little bit. November 13th. Okay, you're good. I'm going to go. My brain's becoming more verbal, but only for the signs and symbols, as people are like, see, no, only. You all, like, I'm living more and more into a dream state. This is my dream state. Could be all of ours. We could live in a world that actually makes sense. I will need people to join me in reality, which is also weirdly my dream, our dream. I don't know. Let's put it together. Let's piece it together.